know, I'm always talking about redwood trees and the difference between old growth redwoods and second growth and urban redwoods. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to the 1800s, where redwoods were logged intensely in California. The old growth trees were cut down, and it was discovered that fence posts out of old growth redwood lasted a long time. So this property has got some really old fence posts on it, and if you look really tightly you can see how close the grain is, and it's very clear. There isn't even any knots in there, and you look at that and say, oh, that's just an old fence post. But it'd be kind of interesting to resaw this piece of wood and see what it looks like on the inside. I'll bet you there's some pretty nice looking wood, and it's been sitting here in the ground for probably 100 years, and it's starting to decay up on the top. I think if we sliced it off here and resawed it all the way through, we might get something worth worth talking about. Well, that was a challenge. It was buried in the ground about 24 inches. You can see where it was in the dirt. And amazingly, even in the dirt, this old growth redwood is reasonably sound. So it's now let's back up. Nowadays they make fences out of redwood, but the wood that they utilize is no longer of this degree of longevity. And a fence post that you buy at the lumber yard will really only last about, I'd say maybe 10 or 20 years at the most, and that's if it's treated. This is going to be interesting. There's lots of nails, there's some barbed wire down in here, so if I do resaw this thing, I got to be really careful. Look where the old nails were. But there you can see the sun is out. You can see how tight the grain is. There's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I'm guessing 70, 80, 90. There's a tick. Great. Love it. One of these days we got to talk about Lyme disease.